fire should be happiness. And welcome back, Firewood addicts, to another episode of Travis Does Firewood. Today we're talking about firewood sales and firewood pricing. Let's go. Right, so I just got done splitting a bunch more cedar kindling, and I didn't want to bore you with that, so I did not film it because you've seen it recently, you've seen it on the channel, and I don't want to be one of those channels that's all I show is splitting. I find it to anyway. So if you want to go back to and watch another episode of me splitting kindling, they're there on the playlist. Go ahead. But I wanted to touch base on something. I was on one of the Facebook groups regarding firewood. I don't know which one it was specifically, and I'm not gonna, even if I knew what it was, I wouldn't call it out. But you may be on this group, you may not. Not a big deal. But what the person asked was, okay, so the person had a picture on their post on this group of his firewood stand, and in his firewood stand he's selling, or they, I don't know, he or she, the person was selling firewood bundles and like a rack, which they posted as like loose stack, which is fine. However, the terminology was loose, right, in the section. And so very similar pricing to mine, I believe. A bundle of firewood was $5, and a loose stack was $20. And they were asking, in terms of like, what was it? Something to do with the fact that you get more wood if you buy. You get more wood for your money by buying a loose rack, right? And he was asking in the group, why would someone buy a loose rack? Why would someone buy a firewood bundle for $5, or buy 4 of them for $20, right? Versus you buy a rack of wood for $20, and you get more firewood. You get more bang for your buck, more value. And I think a lot of us as consumers, either right now or just in general all the time, you're more interested in getting more bang for your buck. More whatever service, whatever product, whatever it is, you want to get more for each dollar that you're spending, or whatever currency that you use where you're from, right? So I thought it was a valid question. It makes sense, and I had one simple answer. Is I have a customer who I am making bundles for now. He buys 10 firewood bundles like once a week. This is like the once a week as of this summer. He wants to be outside. He has one of those smokeless fire ring pit things, pretty fancy, and he wants to be outside during summertime. So he will buy once a week 10 firewood bundles and two premium kindling bundles. Okay, and then he wants them to be delivered. Which is fine. It's really small fee because he lives pretty close to me, and then he gives me a tip, which is awesome. So it's a win-win. As long as I have the inventory for bundles, then I will supply him firewood. Not a problem. And I asked myself, and I asked him, why would you why not just buy a firewood rack for $20, or like several of them, versus the bundles? And the simple answer was, we have to ferry this wood from his front driveway to the back of his house. and I don't think he has a wheelbarrow, or if he does, we have to navigate through the side of the house and toys and tools and cars. It's just easier to haul the wood 2 bundles at a time from the back of my truck to his backyard. So the point of that is, some people, money does not matter, or money matters, but it's the convenience of it all. And I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree. Hang on. And that makes sense to me. When you want something to burn, you want it to burn now. And when you want to move something, you don't want to wait and have to hassle. It doesn't matter if you're getting more bang for your buck. In certain circumstances, you just want it. You just want what you want. You want it now, type thing, and that makes sense. So so that's what I responded with to this guy on Facebook, because I had a direct example that this customer who's buying this firewood right here, that's what he wants, and I'm not gonna argue. I could bring a wheelbarrow type thing, but I don't want to mess up his grass with the wheelbarrow. It's just like, you want to help your customer, right? But you don't want to question them to the point where they get annoyed. I'm not saying I'm doing this with this specific customer here because he's a viewer, but I'm giving him what he wants. I'm giving him what he wants. He wants every week or so. He wants 10 firewood bundles, and 2 bundles of premium kindling. Done. I can do that. That's not a problem. As long as I have inventory, I will be his firewood supplier. So, and like I said, he tips me, which is awesome. So I'm not saying that tipping is required for firewood sales. Getting rounds dropped or logs dropped is one thing, but firewood sales definitely not required. But because he does do that, I'm gonna jump on his order as soon as possible, and to make sure that it is ready and fulfilled as soon as possible, so I can continue getting those tips, which is awesome. So, like I said, I just got done splitting a bunch of kindling. Went well. The Gym Champ did very well. Right now, I'm sorting the non-premium from the premium right now to make this order for this customer. He doesn't really care what type of kindling he gets, so I'm gonna give him like the in-between pieces. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not shorting him. It's just for him, he knows that I will give him quality and I will burn. So without having to debate on that. And so another point as I'm making this order is firewood sales and prices. So let's say that you set a price for one cord of wood, and it's right in the average of your competitors. Hopefully that you've done a market analysis, a quick one, to figure out what firewood is selling in your area, and you figured out that whatever, say softwoods is going for, I don't know, $200 a cord in the area. Great. That's what it's going for, and your product is quality. It's all uniform at 16 inches. It's all dry. May have bark on it. Rock and roll. You're your business. You have several cords to sell, and you put an ad up, and you get pings from people saying, "Hey, so would you negotiate? Would you drop your prices?" And you're thinking, in the scenario, you may think to yourself, why would I drop my prices? I worked my butt off for this firewood. I'm not going to lower my prices. But when you keep on getting pings of people like, oh, can you do 150, or can you do 200 but a free delivery? Well, for one thing, for me specifically, I don't negotiate on my firewood. I don't really do deals. Like, I had a guy the other day come in and wanted, well, how much for a truckload? And I mentioned before, I don't on the channel, I don't do truckloads. I don't really do deals. I mean, for good customers, I may give them a little bit more wood, or I may act on their order faster because they're good customer, like this one here. But firewood is hard work, and I'm not going to. I mean, $5-10, like, I know, but like that adds up. It adds up. Like, I'd rather give away a few more sticks of firewood to make sure the customer's happy than have me lose a sale over $5 or $10. I mean, maybe that's just me, but like, firewood is work. It's not easy. If it was easy, you have a lot more people in business doing it, and doing it for a longer time. I hope that this is making sense. So back to the scenario. Maybe the person is now questioning, are my prices too high? Well, I don't think so. If you've done your research and you know the market, don't drop your prices. You just have really stingy customers, people who don't want to pay for quality firewood, or maybe they're stuck in the ancient times when one cord was like $50 or $150, whatever it was back in the day, and they don't understand that things cost more. And if you're not going to do the work yourself to make firewood, then you're going to pay for it. Now with that, I want to say, in theory, a lot of people can produce firewood. They are physically able. They have the vehicle maybe to transport. They have a little bit of yard. They have the time. They can split it by hand. They can stack it. Maybe they have access to a chainsaw. You can sell firewood without having all the equipment. Like, you can have like all the basics, and then you're back in. You are in business, right? But when you're pricing it out, don't or you're getting people responding to your ad saying that your wood is too expensive. Don't drop your prices, because maybe that you have a lot of people who are able to make firewood, but they don't, for whatever reason, and that's fine. Not everyone wants to be a firewood salesperson. Not everyone wants to produce their own firewood to burn in their own homes, and that's okay. That's fine. You're just gonna have to pay for it. I mean, I'm not saying that you need to pay through the nose for it. I don't want to rip people off or be known for someone who's in it just for the money. Yes, I want to make profit, because I do work hard at my firewood, at the stand, and I don't want to. I want to make sure that I have a good return on investment in terms of my time, because obviously for anyone, your time is valuable. That type thing. So I'm trying to keep a coherent thought throughout this conversation, and I guess my point is to, if you know your market, keep your prices. Keep to your prices. Stand firm. Now, with that said, you may need to be like, if you buy 5 bundles, it'll be like $23, or some sort of discount, or like within 10 miles, free delivery, like something like that. If you're not getting sales, change it up a little bit, but don't underestimate or undervalue your work and the firewood that you are producing to be sold. Because then you may, if that's going to be your habit, or you're gonna, every time someone comes at you, said, well, I'll give you this amount for this, or can you take off $10 because whatever reason, then that can become a trend, and over time, you're not going to be making enough money to make it be worth your time, worth your while, type thing. That's just my opinion. So we have the two cedar kindling bundles. Now let's go into firewood bundles. So one more example. Over the winter, one of my good customers was a low-income individual, and he would come like once a week or once every 10 days or so, and he would buy like 8 bundles at a time or so and put them in his car with his dog and go back to where he's staying. He was staying in a friend's cabin. Cabin was old school, definitely not insulated because it was for the summertime. Doesn't need to be insulated, and definitely it was cold. And he was on a fixed income, didn't have a lot. I believe I offered him some free firewood from donations that I had received that winter, but he refused. But he again, in terms of like more bang for your buck, he could have totally bought racks of wood or like the bonfire rack, and maybe just split them down more so for pieces that were more manageable for him. But no, he wanted bundles, and you know why? You want to know why he wanted bundles? He wanted bundles so he could count how many bundles of firewood that he went through in a day or an evening. I forget how long duration it was. Because in theory, my firewood bundles are the same volume of firewood. So he wanted to see how long it would take him, or how many he went through per, I think it was how many days or whatever. So that's another measurement that, as a firewood seller, you wouldn't know unless you asked. You wouldn't know unless your customer, your buyers, told you. And that was interesting to me, that he used this unit of measurement as a way to see how much he was consuming. Now, when I'm selling bundles of firewood, it's softwood. I mean, with the wood I'm getting from the arborist place, I don't know what bit it is. So it could be some good wood in there mixed with some softwood, which is fine. But the point is you're not going to get a long duration burn out of most of the wood that I sell at my firewood stand. There are customers who do buy my premium hardwood, but for the most part, you're not going to get a long burn out of my bundles. But the point is, that's one example of why people buy firewood bundles versus loose stacked racks racks of wood. So yeah. So I guess one point of this conversation, I don't think it's a rant per se, but one part of this conversation is to know your customer base and what they want. Right now it's springtime, and people want to burn fires outside. So that usually means smaller quantities of wood for a campfire for a weekend in general, right? Camping, campfires, s'mores, hot dog, whatever. I make and I sell firewood, and I don't want to. Now, but before I was like, well, why would I buy firewood there when I have my own firewood? I'll just bring firewood. Well, I mean, for one thing, that's extra weight that I'm towing, hauling me with me, because I have my Tacoma with my camper trailer, right? So it's just more weight. I'm not bringing a full core. I'm bringing like a few bundles of firewood and kindling, type thing. But then I was camping like 3 hours away a few weekends ago, and they were selling bundles there and kindling and other firewood starters, etc. And it was organized by the local Boy Scout troops. One troop gets one part of the summer, and the other troop gets one other half of the summer, and that's their main fundraiser. Is selling firewood. They don't sell popcorn or sell breeze or fire or trees or whatever. That's their main gig is selling firewood. So I mean, I brought firewood with us, and I didn't bring enough, so I ended up buying firewood from them. And I thought to myself, this makes sense. This makes sense. Why haul firewood, save a few dollars, and not support local? I'm not saying support Boy Scouts specifically. I'm just saying that buy local, which I think a lot of people, why they buy firewood from me, because I'm local. I'm local. I'm also cheaper than the stores, right? But they buy from me because I'm local, and they want to support local, which is awesome. Yeah, there we go. So by that store, I plan on, when I go camping again, is I'm going to not bring firewood, or I'm going to maybe bring kindling. Not everyone has cedar kindling. I like using kindling to start my fires. I'm not one to always have like a blowtorch on me, because I mean, growing up as a Boy Scout, I was a pyro. That's just comes with the territory. But I like kindling. So anyway, I plan on bringing my own kindling, but for firewood, I'll confirm if there's firewood sales at the campground that we'll be at, and then I'll just buy firewood there. Buy firewood there. So that's my suggestion. Buy local. Buy local. Even if you do firewood, save your firewood for sales at your own place. Save it for your own backyard. But when you're going camping, buy whatever is at the local campground. I think that is just, I mean, you're not going to save any, I mean, like, you may save on gas, on weight, but what is like a few pounds of firewood versus gallons of gas? You're going to be eating gas anyway by towing a camper trailer or having an RV motorhome, whatever, it's just going to be like a guzzling diesel or guzzling gas. So I would implore you to, without having to do the research or the math, just buy local. Just buy local firewood. It supports local economy, which is always good, no matter what the cause is. Usually, sometimes for campgrounds, they sell firewood, and the money goes back into the campground to help maintain it, to help maintain trails, make new trails, to better the campsites, more gravel, whatever it is. It goes back to the campground, so your experience is more enjoyable, right? Without having to up the fees each day or night that you're there. So I hope that this perspective, stance, opinion makes sense. Maybe it's not valid. I don't know. I just wanted to share. Something different. I mean, I want to have a combination of action and commentary, chatting. I mean, leave your comments down below. I want to know you. I want to know your stance, your perspective. Pricing. Do you make deals when you're selling firewood? Would you negotiate on your prices? Do you do deals? And or how do you go about prices? I think that people, commented on the mini bundle episode when I asked would they pay $5 for mini bundle, and there's a few people who said no. That's totally fine. Because that is their opinion. That they would rather find twigs or whatever than spend the $5 that I am charging for those mini bundles. Again, totally fine, to each their own. There's no judgment on that, right? There's definitely no judgment. I'm trying to find a piece to fit right here. There we go. On that, But don't complain to me that your fire isn't burning or smoking, or that you bought crappier wood for less money and you're not happy with the end result. Your house is not warm. You can't cook your s'mores. Your steak on the grill is still rare after like half an hour or so because you bought crappy firewood. Whatever the case may be, now your experience with the firewood with the fire is now tainted. It's now negative, and then you're not happy. Fire should be happiness.
Fire should be happiness.
Having a fire in front of you, for whatever reason, should bring joy and warmth and excitement and potentially fill your belly. Fire should not bring on negativity. And if fires and firewood brings you negativity, then you need to change something, my friend. You have to change something and do it quickly, because fires are about bring smiles. Firewood and fires should make people happy. I'm going to say that. Fires equal happy. Okay? Happy. Fires and happiness. Because I love firewood. And I love being happy, yeah. I think one of the joys of being a firewood in sales, having to sell firewood, is, at least for bundles, is having to figure out how to Jenga these pieces together. I'm not perfect, and because I don't sell them to a commercial account, I don't need them to be perfect. Again, I have no one that has complained that there was air gaps, air pockets in my bundles. They may have picked through the ones that they felt that had more wood. I've seen that happen on the cameras, but it is what it is. It's roughly 1 cubic foot, maybe a little less, but it's still a lot cheaper, more wood, better wood than what you can find at the local store, grocery store, gas station, hardware store. It's still better wood. It's not punky. It's wrapped, but not encased. So in case it gets wet or moist, the water will go away, dry out, evaporate, versus being harbored, being closed in that hard plastic, and then your wood just sits there wet and won't burn as well as my seasoned firewood. So there's that. So I don't know. I need to stop. I stopped talking. I think my points came across. In my opinion, don't downplay your prices, and I would not make deals. But understand, if you're in firewood sales, understand your customer base, or the customer base that you want to go after. Think how they think and sell a product that makes sense to them. Again, an example of buying a loose stacked rack of wood versus bundles. They don't want to carry an armful of loose sticks. They rather carry a bundle that's all encased, that's going to be like 5 to 8, maybe 10 pieces of firewood. That's easy for them. That makes sense to them, having to haul it from their Jeep or their van or their truck to the campsite, or from the truck to their backyard. Think how they think. If you don't know that, ask questions. Ask questions of your customers, and I'm sure that they will tell you. I'm sure they'll tell you. It's good to have rapport with your customer base, especially ones who have come again and again and again. Ask them, how can I make my product better? And then they'll tell you. I mean, maybe they're going to be an ask about it, like, well, you can lower your prices. Well, I'm not going to do that. But no, just having to make a better product for them to potentially keep them as a customer. Why not ask? I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. They can tell you no, or they can give you a snarky answer. But I think that if you build rapport with your customer base, they're going to be honest with you, and hopefully that will be some helpful feedback for your whole operation, whether you're full time all in on it, or this is a side hustle, weekend warrior type thing. You know, yeah, that's a big piece for a bundle. It's fine, but yeah, sales are booming, and I need to bring in more inventory very soon. So I think I'm gonna be going to the arborist lot again shortly. I saw that they got a new shipment of some massive rounds, and I don't know what type of wood it is, but it looked like some good stuff. So I want to go back there soon. So I'm going to take you along. Of course, you're going to be there with me. So I hope this video made sense, but I appreciate you not scrolling through. I appreciate the thumbs up, not thumbs down. But if you have any ideas of what you want to watch, let me know. Don't unsub. Don't thumbs down. Just tell me what you want to watch, and I will try to make an episode for you. I've had a, I don't understand. There's people who are, anyway, I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go into it. It's fine. You're watching now, and I hope that you are a subscriber. But this channel is about fun. It's about you, what you want to watch. And I know there's people of you who are going to watch this, or you're going to comment because you like the channel and you like it what you see. But if you have any more ideas, just let me know, because this is your channel too. We're about sharing knowledge, and we're about having fun, right? We're about having fun. So I'll fix this order up and get it to the customer, make that money. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Until next time, life's too short to be a prick, so be kind to one another. Rock and roll. Stay safe. Keep cutting. Cheers.